From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. We still have a little bit of snow on the way for a cascade passes through for the morning on Saturday. Speaking of the mountains, considerable avalanche danger hanging around over the next couple days at least. But for lower elevations, we're going to start off a just superb stretch of weather with lots of sunshine, very mild temperatures. First Alert radar showing you the last gasp of this round of snowfall exiting the blues. You see for the rest of us, it is dry this morning. We were tracking a very thick patch of fog a little bit earlier this morning for the Moses Lake and Richville areas, but for now it looks as if the thickest of the fog continues to be up in the mountains. We'll keep a very close eye on that. Temperatures, we're seeing 20s and 30s for the valleys, 30s and 40s for the basin, and for the foothills, 20s for the Cascades, 30s for the blues. Here is your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. Pretty much nothing but sunshine. High temperatures getting into the low 50s, so just a fantastic day to be outside. Now it might feel a little bit cooler out there. Some of those breezes anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. But we'll take you back up to the mountains and we'll touch base with that avalanche danger once again coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead, recall paperwork is officially filed against Port of Benton commissioners. Now this morning, we're going to break down the accusations behind the effort and the legal hurdles that could put this into voters' hands.
Plus, Pasco is preparing for a surge in student growth. We have the plan city leaders are reviewing and what it could mean for new schools and expanding classrooms.
And millions of federal dollars are coming to Yakima Valley schools. This morning, we'll see how the new partnership is training psychologists and keeping them working in local districts. We have these stories and more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, February 25th, and a lot of news to get to once again this morning.
That's right, and we do want to start off with continuing coverage on the recall complaints targeting all three Port of Benton commissioners.
Yeah, they are now moving through the legal process, with supporters arguing that the board failed to act after an outside investigation found violations tied to Commissioner Scott Keller.
And this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen breaks down what happens next.
Recall paperwork backed by formal complaints and detailed documents have now been filed against all three Port of Benton commissioners. Retired Benton County Judge Eugene Pratt and his daughters are leading the recall effort, which he says is about accountability.
They're not calling him to task. They're, by not doing anything, they're saying to the public that we don't care. And therefore, they're not going to do anything to correct the problem that's been going on out there for a long time.
Pratt says voters should look at the response to the investigation combined with what he calls questionable leadership as grounds for removal. Attorney Doug McKinley is guiding the recall through the legal process and says the case is a slam dunk.
The petitions cite the subject matter and the documents that made up the Schwabe Woods investigation and support all the conclusions from that investigation.
McKinley expects legal challenges as the recall moves through the courts, but says the findings are undisputed and that the real test will come later.
That hurdle is simple. The tougher hurdle is gathering enough signatures to get it on the ballot.
Port of Benton Commissioner Scott Keller sent Apple Valley News Now a statement saying, in part, now is the time to stop looking backwards and instead look forward and concentrate on the real business of the port. I appreciate and am excited to be part of a united commission and port management, which focuses on increasing the economic well-being of our community. Benton County Auditor Brenda Chilton says, if a court finds the charges sufficient, the next step is signature gathering.
In this case, it has to be the number of signatures that is equal to 35% of all votes cast in the election at which that elected official was elected.
If a judge allows the recall to proceed, supporters would have up to 180 days to collect signatures with a potential election to follow if enough are verified. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And the commissioners named in the complaints have not all responded publicly.
And we've had a number of calls and emails, and the Port of Benton officials tell Apple Valley News Now that they can't comment on the recall at this time. We'll, of course, keep you updated on the developments. Well, during a workshop in Pasco this week, City Council discussed an emergency comprehensive plan amendment, and it's tied to the Pasco School District's capital facilities plan. Officials say the update addresses long-term student growth and future school capacity. The plan includes enrollment projections, recent school projects, and future needs like middle school expansions and land acquisition. Now, staff also explained how school impact fees from new development help pay for growth-related infrastructure.
So this plan will match up with the school impact fees that were adopted last year. The single family fee for schools is $0, and the multifamily fee for school impact fee is $2,595.
Now, city officials say that the update now heads to council for final approval as a part of ongoing planning efforts to prepare for continued growth in Pasco.
5:06 in education news, a major federal investment is headed to the Yakima Valley to help tackle a shortage of school psychologists in rural districts. Grandview School District has received a $4 million federal grant, and that's to launch the Yakima Valley School Psychology Consortium. The 4-year program will help rural, high-need districts recruit, train, and retain school psychologists through paid internships and university partnerships with Central and Eastern Washington universities. So Grandview will lead the effort, working with districts including Wapato, Sunnyside, Toppenish, Othello, and others.
We'll pay the students for their travel, reimbursement for meals and such while they're doing their internships. And it also pays them up to $30,000 in reimbursement to each of the students that go through this consortium.
District leaders say the goal is to create a sustainable workforce model that improves student access to mental health support. And keep it here, because coming up next, major decisions that could impact your money, your safety, and your community. That's from the proposed millionaire's tax to a bill changing what police can wear while interacting with the public. This morning, we're breaking down the biggest bills moving forward in Olympia. Talking state legislature news right after the break.
And giving you a live look outside this morning, this one from our Dust Elvis camera in Pasco. When we come back, Josh will break down your first alert forecast.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
We're celebrating our 71st anniversary with huge savings. Join the Buy Mart family, where $5 gets you a lifetime of savings. And when you join, we'll give you a free Buy Mart bucket. Find new Buy Mart 58-count single-serve coffee pods for just $16.75. Save $3 on Tillamook jerky sticks. MD's 8-count Mega Roll bath tissue is priced at $4.99. Filthy Rich bark mulch along with Buy Mart potting soil and planting mix are $6.99 each. Plus, find even more savings in-store with our extra member discounts only at Buy Mart.
More Furniture Sleep Savings Event, designed to help you sleep better with comfort, style, and value. The Jamestown Panel Bed at $3.99. The Malibu Panel Bed at $3.99. And Lily mattresses up to 50% off. And the lowest sofa at $3.99. Enjoy 72 months. No interest financing on mattresses, and our free white glove delivery, where every detail is handled with care. Visit a More Furniture store near you and experience the difference. Or visit us online at morefurniture.com.
Thinking about an RV show? Skip it and save some dough. At Broadmoor RV, you get real people, real prices, real service with the same great deals, no show required. Skip the crowds, skip the hidden fees, skip the show, and save some dough at Broadmoor RV, where we make camping fun.
Join us March 6th and 7th at the Numerica Pavilion in Kennewick. Shop over 40 vendors from the Pacific Northwest. Find inspiration for your home and one-of-a-kind merchandise. Vintage at the Ridge, March 6th and 7th. Presented by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome to our new game show where being average just became your greatest advantage. We asked 100 average Americans who's got the most iconic facial hair. Abraham. Yeah, men love it. Women don't love it.
Nate Bargatze hosts The Greatest Average American. Premieres tonight on ABC.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Still have to deal with some considerable avalanche danger over the next couple days at least. Now, thankfully, we're not seeing any more high avalanche danger like we saw yesterday for Mount Hood, but still, all the forecast zones that the Northwest Avalanche Center serves are at the very least at that level 3 out of 5 danger for avalanches. And then for tomorrow, thankfully, we're starting to see some of these zones, the east-south slopes and Mount Hood, going back down to moderate. We want to see more of that, so hopefully that trend continues as we head into Friday and Saturday. Again, considerable avalanche danger means that natural avalanches are possible. Human-triggered avalanches are likely. There's a wide array of the type of avalanche that we could see in terms of size and distribution. And still, you have to evaluate the snowpack carefully, find your routes very cautiously, and make very conservative decision making. Okay, let's take it back down to lower elevations where for today it's going to be a phenomenal day. Highs getting into the 40s and 50s, lots of sunshine. For tonight, it will be chilly as we'll drop down into the 20s and 30s. Most of us actually falling down below freezing. Look at these forecast highs, slowly but surely warming up over the next 7 days in the Yakima Valley, getting to the mid-50s by next Monday and Tuesday, about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. In the Tri-Cities, we'll have a legitimate shot at hitting 60 degrees as we head into next week. And then those overnight lows also trending up, but we'll still be cold as we'll be in the mid-30s by next Tuesday night. Okay, still dealing with a little bit of snow for Cascade Passes. I'll time that out with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Well, this morning we turn to state legislature where multiple bills are moving forward in Olympia, including the proposed millionaire's tax.
Around 100 people testified in the Washington State House Finance Committee yesterday to both support and oppose it. If the bill is signed into law, it'll impose a 9.9% income tax on people making more than $1 million per year.
Now, supporters of the bill say it will fix Washington's regressive tax system and fund education and tax credits for families, while critics are arguing that it will harm businesses and are concerned that it could be expanded to people making less than $1 million each year.
Shameless. This bill blatantly bribes big businesses with billions to buy their silence and keep them on the sidelines when there's a public vote. And these are just payoffs.
This policy is modest for those at the top, but transformative for families across Washington. And compared to Idaho, it's still a bargain. I urge your support. Thank you.
Now, looking ahead, committee members will have until noon today to request any amendments to the bill.
And while lawmakers debate how to bring in more tax revenue, they're also considering a proposal focused on police transparency.
So the bill that would ban law enforcement officers from wearing facial coverings while interacting with the public was also heard in Olympia yesterday. It's Senate Bill 5855, and it comes after lawmakers say they've seen massed federal immigration enforcement operations across the country, raising concerns about whether people can identify who is detaining them.
That proposal would prohibit local, state, and federal officers from wearing masks during public interactions with certain exceptions, and it would allow someone detained by an unlawfully masked officer to take legal action. Supporters say the goal is simple: make sure the public knows who's exercising law enforcement authority.
This isn't about our local law enforcement. I feel like we've done a lot to build trust in our communities over the last 5 years. This is a time, though, we're seeing a lot of unprecedented activity across America, and communities are living in fear and asking for us to do this.
Opponents raised concerns about officer safety, especially in an era where officers can be quickly identified and targeted online. The supporters say they are open to changes as the bill moves forward.
And the bill remains under consideration as lawmakers weigh potential amendments in committee.
And a locally inspired effort to prevent overdose deaths is now one step closer to becoming law.
The OD MAP bill, backed by Safe Yakima Valley, has now passed the Washington State House of Representatives.
Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed spoke with supporters who say it could save lives across the state.
OD MAP is a free, web-based, mobile-friendly platform.
The bill would expand access to overdose data through a real-time tracking system known as OD MAP.
This amendment modifies the location data the Department of Health must submit to OD MAP for each overdose.
Short for Overdose Detection Mapping Application Program. Supporters say the tool allows first responders and health officials to quickly identify overdose spikes and deploy resources where they are needed the most.
One of the things working in prevention work, obviously we have
over the years progressed also into some harm reduction, meaning with the overdose crisis. And one of the things I found fascinating when I took over the role as executive director at Safe Yakima is it was very easy to identify the number of fatal overdoses in our community. But when I reached out to our county coroner, our local hospitals, and the state health district to find out how many non-fatal overdoses existed, nobody had that information.
Advocates in the Yakima Valley say the bill was inspired by local efforts to improve coordination between law enforcement, public health, and community groups. If signed into law, the measure would help standardize how overdose data is reported and shared statewide.
Working with Representative Mangiaras, we said, we could save the state. Imagine the cost for every agency to spend $5,000 per year to have this interface and to have these tools. It's going to cost millions of dollars.
Supporters say the bill is about turning data into action and making sure communities have the information they need to prevent the next overdose. Were you confident this was going to get through?
No, I wasn't. Couple reasons why. One, the Department of Health had some resistance because they were worried about HIPAA, which is understandable, right? The other thing was they were concerned it'd be used for nefarious reasons, ICE responding. And again, who's the one entering the data into the dashboard? It's first responders.
Reporting for Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest, I'm Austin Reed.
And the bill now heads to the Senate for further consideration.
Be sure to stay with Apple Valley News Now online and on air as we continue to track these proposals, and we'll keep you updated on any final decisions that are made.
And keep it here because coming up next, Josh Colbreth is back with how your weather is looking. That's coming up in that First Alert full weather forecast in just a few minutes.
The President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row has been extended. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Plus, get 60 months, no interest. But hurry, the extended President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. And their offer makes you feel even smaller. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Does that insurance company make you feel small? Tell them you got the heavy hitter and watch how big you feel. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary Care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
Visit Fred's Appliance for our President's Day sale. Step up to the all-in-one GE Profile laundry machine on sale for $21.98. That's a savings of $700. It combines both washer and dryer functions into one sleek appliance, saving space and offering unmatched convenience. Wi-Fi connectivity allows you to control and monitor your laundry from anywhere, saving you time and effort. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
The President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Colorado Queen for only $199.99. Get 60 months no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There's still a little bit of snow that's on the way for Cascade passes. We'll go ahead and put this into motion with Futurecast. And this is going to be one of the most boring Futurecasts I'll ever show you, at least for lower elevations, as there's just not going to be much doing. But up here in the Cascades, we'll have this little trickle of snow showers. Some of these could be some rather heavier bursts of snow. And so that'll continue as we go throughout the rest of today into much of Thursday as well, and that could continue into Friday and into Saturday morning as well. But you notice lower elevations, not just dry, but not even a lot in the way of cloud coverage for lower elevations. So it's going to be sunny down this way, but of course you can track everything. It doesn't matter what elevation you're at by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Here are some of the snowfall totals that we're anticipating through 4 in the morning on Saturday, and we could have up around 5 inches of snow for Stevens Pass, definitely a lot less for Snoqualmie Pass and for our passes on US 97 and US Highway 12, and then over towards the Blues, maybe just a little dusting of snow for Cabbage Hill and Tollgate, but that's about all she wrote. So of course it's good news for pass travel, but it's bad news for the snowpack, which continues to really suffer, at least for this time of the year. Right, but let's take it back down to lower elevations where in a vacuum our weather is going to be phenomenal. We'll have lots of sunshine. The temperatures aren't going to be half bad. So here's that high pressure that is about to really dominate our pattern, and that's what's going to end up making us dry here in the Pacific Northwest, at least for lower elevation. So for today in the Tri-Cities, lots of sunshine, high temperatures getting into the low 50s. Could be a little bit breezy out there across the map. We could see gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. But look at this. For the Tri-Cities, no chances of precip at all over the next 7 days, which is very abnormal for the end of February and the beginning of March. So here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Lots of sunshine in the forecast, with highs mostly staying in the mid-50s. For Yakima, chilly mornings, but bright and mild afternoons ahead for the next 7 days. For Ellensburg, a stretch of breezy weather through Saturday, but wind gusts will likely stay under 35 miles per hour. For Hermiston, bright and breezy for the next few days, calmer with more clouds this weekend. And then finally for Walla Walla, also a sunny and breezy forecast through Friday. And the beautiful weather continues right into next week.
Still ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a sanitation worker makes a shocking discovery hiding inside a trash can, and it was all caught on camera. Plus, the emotional reunion after a dog survives more than a month alone in the mountains. We're going to take a look at these stories and more after the break.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Apple Valley Eats.
At Legends Casino Hotel, we believe the perfect meal begins long before it reaches the table. That's why we partner exclusively with Royal Ranch, a family farm right here in Washington. From Royal Ranch to Legends, every cut of beef we serve begins on land cared for by people who believe in feeding their community responsibly. These cattle are pasture-raised, nourished through a regenerative loop that gives back to the soil and sustains the planet. For us, it's more than food. It's tradition, it's respect for the land, and pride in the people who make it possible. Treat yourself to all-natural pasture-raised, flame-broiled steaks, or melt in your mouth succulent prime rib. Try one of our towering burger creations, the legendary Mount Hood and Mount Adams. Stacked high with all your favorite fixing to satisfy the heartiest appetites and deliver a flavor experience that's bold, memorable, and unmistakably Northwest. From the first sizzle to the last bite, every dish tells a story. Taste the trust. Taste the tradition. Taste Royal Ranch beef, proudly crafted and executed by our culinary trained professionals at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish, Washington. Always local, always better, always legendary.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive special pricing on Daikin Entra system starting at only $830. At Bruce Heating and Air, we'll find the unit that works right in your space. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger drawer big.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger drawer big.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Check this out. A sanitation worker in Ohio got the surprise of a lifetime while on the job.
And talk about a survival story. One adventurous pup spent more than a month on the run in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, this morning, Patrick Cornell takes us to the emotional reunion with the pup's owner. So take a look.
An unsuspecting sanitation worker got quite the scare when they popped the top on a bin, not finding trash, but a person wedged inside who, upon spotting police, quickly bolted and was later arrested. Huber Heights, Ohio police say this trash can caper started when the suspect ran from a traffic stop. Dash cam just happened to catch the moment the worker lifts the lid on the case, frantically pointing police in the direction of a person emerging from the hiding spot. Police posting online saying, as luck would have it, Oscar the Grouch, as we've nicknamed our suspect, appeared at just the right place and the right time. Officers say that suspect was taken into custody and no one was injured. This happy pair is back together after the dog spent 43 days on the run in the Rocky Mountains. Video posted by Summit Lost Pet Rescue shows the moment they were reunited. The dog, literally named Rocky, got loose from a sitter while his owner Steven was skiing in Keystone, Colorado during a cross-country road trip. Steven enlisted the help of the pet rescue to hunt down his four-legged friend. They spotted Rocky 3 days later but couldn't corral the canine.
They're resilient, you know, they're animals. They're tough, they're resourceful. They'll find food, they'll find water, they'll find shelter.
40 days later, they got a call about Rocky's location and tracked him down. After spending a little time with a vet to get healthy, Rocky and Steven were reunited and got to finish their trip to California.
Bye, Rocky! Safe travels!
For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Rocky, that little cutie. Love
Cute
him,
pup.
love him so much, but let's circle back.
Yes,
to the
guy
can.
in
The way we all went, oh no,
no, no, yeah. Got to throw the whole truck away. Got to run. Got to do something. Get out of Dodge.
The way I would have just completely lost.
You can see the guy. He's like, ah. But hey, I mean, he helped him. He helped police. Yeah.
I know sometimes people sleep in dumpsters, which is a pretty sad situation, but to be in the...
He chose that.
Yeah.
He chose that journey for himself.
That's an interesting journey. Also, you think the dog sitter is getting a call back after?
No.
Probably a bad review on Rover.
I think so.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. He's spent decades supporting his athletes. Now they're supporting him, a Tri-Cities coaching legend, now fighting for his life and his students and community, and they're rallying behind him. Coming up, we're going to see the road to recovery and the emotional support that's pouring in. We have that heartwarming story coming up in your 5:30 half hour, but first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the Pentagon versus Anthropic. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has given the AI firm until late Friday to drop certain guardrails about the use of its technology. Company says its model cannot be used for mass surveillance of Americans or to develop certain weapons. Hegseth wants those demands dropped. Discord is holding off on its new age verification policy. The platform faced concerns about its users turning over IDs and other personal information. Discord plans to offer more ways for users to verify their ages. The rollout will now take place in the second half of this year. And there's a new app which says you can warn you if someone nearby is using smart glasses. It's called Nearby Glasses, and it reportedly detects the Bluetooth signature from the devices. The app was created in response of reports of people being recorded without consent. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Battah. Have a great day.
Did you know your brain has 3 dimensions of memory? Working, short term, and long term. That's why we created Nariva Memory 3D. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva's revolutionary formula has clinically tested ingredients that support 3 dimensions of memory. Take it from me. An elephant never forgets. When you need to remember, remember Nariva.
Meet my dad. National University supports all his ends with flexible online courses. He can be a student and teach me how to hit a curveball. He's an ender. National University supporting all your ends.
I can clean your teeth, but I can't wash your whole mouth.
Yes, we're toothbrushes, not mouth brushes.
Listerine works with brushing to deliver 5 times more cleaning power, plus it contains clinically proven essential oils.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
We got some interesting national days today.
Yeah.
One of them is Inconvenience Yourself Day, and no, I think that happens too much already.
I was going to say, I don't need more. Do it on my own.
Yeah, I don't need more inconvenience. I need more convenience. It's also Let's Eat All Right Day. I guess like if you have like a salad and then you go and have
some
French fries
or fries.
You know,
hey, girl dinner. I'm down with the salad and fries all day.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then it's also Quiet Day, but that's not gonna happen up here.
Is the weather gonna be quiet though?
It is. It actually is. It's gonna be beautiful.
Sunshine.
It'll be a little bit breezy out there, but sunshine, mild temperatures.
I'm so sick of the rain. I know that sounds awful, but it's just so
we need it.
Yeah,
okay, I said that.
We had pretty damp days to start off this week, but I think y'all are going to be big fans for the forecast for the rest of this week.
Well, thank you.
Let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. Now, for our mountain passes, we could still see about like close to 5 inches of snow for Stevens Pass on US Highway 2, but lower elevations, the weather's going to look superb, but taking it back up to the mountains, considerable avalanche danger over the next couple days at least. We'll have a lot more to say about that. First Alert Radar is showing you the last gasp of this round of snowfall for the Blues, just as some light snow showers for the time being. You see the rest of us are completely dry. We are seeing some fog up in the mountains. Lower elevations really haven't seen any fog this morning, at least for a viewing area proper, but temperatures are cold. 20s and 30s for the valleys, 30s and 40s for the basin, also for the foothills, 20s for the Cascades, 30s for the Blues. Here's your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Yakima Valley. Pretty much nothing but sunshine, highs getting up to around 50 degrees. So for today, for lower elevations, it's going to be bright. It is going to be mild. It'll be a little bit breezy. Those gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. And those winds will play a factor when it comes to this. Considerable avalanche danger still for the Olympics and the Cascades. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
We begin this half hour of news talking local sports. All of this as the Hanford High School community is rallying around a beloved coach on his road to recovery.
This morning, Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable details the support being sent Darren Crow's way.
If you know Hanford athletics, then you've probably ran into Darren Crow. A Hanford High School graduate, Crow has coached and taught at Hanford for the past 24 years and is currently the head track and field coach, as well as an assistant football coach. It's a running joke that Crow lives in the track shed he built for the school.
He's practically a legend around here. He's an amazing guy, really funny, really easygoing, and he's almost like a father figure to most of the kids here at the school. He loves the students. He cares about the students and his athletes so much.
But in early February, a pneumonia diagnosis led to Crow being life-flighted from Cadlick Hospital to the University of Washington, where lung and kidney failure led to life support measures.
He's always here. Like, it's weird to not see him here the last few weeks, and obviously it was a shock because he is so fit. He takes care of himself, and just proves that anything can happen at any point in time.
Support quickly flooded in. A GoFundMe has reached roughly $12,000 in less than a week. A video of words of encouragement was made by the school broadcast team, featuring faculty and students. And the main office is receiving cards and letters for Coach Crow.
As a school and as a person, as a student body, we love Crow very, very much. Everything, every cent, every word of encouragement means everything to us and to Crow, and just it hasn't been the same without him.
The Hanford football coaching staff had the opportunity to visit Coach Crow in the hospital while in Seattle for a coaching conference. Having heard what Crow had gone through, they weren't sure how he would be feeling.
Knocked on the door and walked in the room, and he stands up out of the bed and shakes all of our hands. It was completely unexpected, and a pleasant surprise for all of us, and he was happy to see us. We were able to share about a half hour with him in his hospital room, and we knew he was getting close to getting out of the hospital when we met with him Sunday, and now he is back home. He's with his family. So it's nice to have him back in town. Obviously has a long road to recovery.
While Crow is back home, he is unable to return to the school just yet, but it's a very positive stepping stone to returning to a school who misses his presence. In Richland, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And for now, Coach Crow's classroom is his living room, and his teammates are the family, friends, and students who are cheering him on.
And the Falcons say they'll keep showing up for him until he can be back showing up for them.
I love it. Good luck to him.
And keep it here, because coming up next, we'll hear from local organizations about an event that's helping young girls with their future. We're talking about the Dream It, Be It event after the break.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Turk! Take it! Ready to receive! Eagle! Whoa. Oh, my back.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Well now, look at Wednesday showing up with KFC's Country Fried Steak Meal, including all the fixins for just $5.99. Classic comfort just the way you like it. Country Fried Steak, $5.99. Wednesdays only at KFC.
Put your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease in check with Rinvoq, a once daily pill, and it works differently.
I got rapid relief at 2 weeks with Rinvoq. Check.
It helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
And I got lasting steroid-free remission. Check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50+ with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq.
Visit Cle Elum anytime for spectacular views, fantastic food, and shopping unlike anywhere else. Let's talk with some local businesses. This is the heart of Cle Elum.
It's that sense of community, I would say, that really drives us. It's why we want to live here. It's what we love the most about being here. An absolute adventure. Every single day is different.
It's a really beautiful small town with mountains and everything you ever want to do or adventure. And there's lots of snowmobiling in the winter, lots of hiking, kayaking.
Every single corner of the globe, they all end up in Cle Elum for one reason or another, whether it's to enjoy the outdoors, to enjoy the small town feel. There are a lot of great restaurants, a few wineries, a lot of great bars. There's a lot to do and see here. Cheers to Cle Elum.
Learn more at centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Experiencing the outdoors is in our nature.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Welcome to our new game show where being average just became your greatest advantage. We asked 100 average Americans who's got the most iconic facial hair. Abraham. Yeah, men love it. Women don't love it.
Nate Bargatze hosts The Greatest Average American. Premieres tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We still have considerable avalanche danger for today and tomorrow for the slopes of the Cascades and the Olympics. So for today, thankfully, we're not seeing any high avalanche danger anymore for Mount Hood, but it's still considerable, level 3 out of 5, just like all these other forecast zones. Then for Thursday, Mount Hood slipping back down to moderate. The east slopes of the Cascades also slipping back down to moderate. That is an encouraging sign, and hopefully that trend continues as we head into Friday. And if you go to applevalleyNewsNow.com, you can see all sorts of tips for avalanche safety. Okay, let's take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Still could have some snow showers out and about for the Cascades. Highs only getting into the 20s and 30s for the Kittitas Valley. Breezy, it's going to be breezy across the map for today. Those gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour, but in spite of that, highs getting into the 40s, mid-40s in Ellensburg. Lots of sunshine. We'll be right around 50 up and down the Yakima Valley. Also a very bright day for the lower Columbia Basin, low to mid 50s. Bright skies for the Blue Foothills. We'll be stuck in the mid to upper 40s, mostly sunny skies, and then maybe a few leftover snow showers for the Blue Mountains. That's only about a 5 to 10% chance, but we are seeing that already happening for this morning. All right, overnight lows, or excuse me, that's another look at today's highs. Overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s, most of us below freezing. And the forecast highs, look at this, for the Tri-Cities, getting very close to 60 degrees by the time we get to next Tuesday. Those overnight lows are also going to be trending up over the next 7 days. But we'll take you back to our mountains where we could still see a little bit of snow over the next handful of days, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 540 and Make a Difference now this morning. The Dream It, Be It event is coming to Pasco, and this is an event that aims to help girls in high school figure out what their future might look like. Our very own Jessica Jalal sat down with our local Soroptimist Club yesterday to hear more about the event.
Making a difference this morning, I'm joined by Jan Fry and Zoe Diaz with our local Soroptimist Clubs, and they're here to talk about their upcoming Dream It, Be It career event for girls. It supports young girls. Thank you guys for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Of course. Can you start by telling me about the local Soroptimist Clubs? What's the mission? What do you guys do?
You want to start? Absolutely, sure. Well, Soroptimist was founded in the 1930s, and its entire goal was to provide a space for business women, to create space for other women, empowering them through education, through financial literacy, and so that's what both of our clubs were founded on. I'm a member of Soroptimist International of Pasco-Kennewick.
And I'm a member of Soroptimist International of Three Rivers.
Perfect. And so, is this for all women, or is this focused on young girls?
The event we're having, Dream It, Be It, is for high school girls.
So grades 9 through 12.
9 through 12. We focus on trying to get the girls to think about what they would like their lives to be like after high school, like 5 years or 10 years after high school. What kind of career do they see themselves doing? What things do they want in their life? Mm-hmm. And then we talk about how you make that happen.
Events like this, you guys have interactive sessions to help these girls kind of figure that out. Can you tell me more about those? Like, what exactly are those?
We have one session, we have a counselor, a person from CBC is going to talk about how you finance college.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that is a big question.
That is a question that we ask the girls every year for feedback on what they would like us to delve into more, and that's always one thing that they want to know more about. We also talk about how you overcome obstacles, how you turn success or failure into success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of young people, especially in this current day and age, life comes at them really fast. And there's so much through social media, being online, but it can feel really overwhelming to think about what comes after high school. And so I think this one-day conference is really to get them excited about their future. It doesn't have to be this mountain that you don't know how to tackle or how to climb. We're giving them really tangible resources, how to finance school, hearing from women who are in all different kinds of industries, from construction to, we had a gal that was modeling even at one point, last year's panel, and everywhere in between, just to get them excited about how they can vision themselves living their best life.
All sorts of mentors that come in and talk to the girls.
Right. We have a panel of, as Zoe was mentioning, a panel of career women that come in, and we're going to have them circulate through the girls in groups so they can talk to them more almost one-on-one.
Yeah, and that sometimes just a conversation helps spark these ideas and gets these girls thinking. I love that. And so when and where is this event?
It is at Columbia Basin College on March 7th, 8:30 to 2:30. Girls would need to get there around by 8:30.
Okay, and then registration, you guys have recently extended it, so it is Wednesday evening is when that closes?
Yes. We originally were closing registration last Friday, but we still have a few slots open.
So people need to,
if they want to
quickly
come,
sign
they
up.
need
Yeah,
to
'cause
sign
the
up right
slots are
away.
running out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us and telling us all about this. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
I just think this is a really great event for us to be able to hold for our community. I believe this is our 7th year putting this on. So our clubs actually partner to make this event possible.
Yeah, it's
free
not
of charge.
It's not something either of our clubs could do by ourselves.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
It takes
too
a
big.
village, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love it. Can't wait to hear all about it. Thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And of course, we'll have all this information up on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com. But keep it here. We'll have more news and weather right after this.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. Because at Schweitzer, your best day can start in the village or at the summit and everywhere in between. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
How's it look so far? Comfortable?
Yes. Times and places all in who you share them with. Joy.
I going in.
Who you share it with.
This is a great use of your home equity.
Who you share it with.
Brace your taste buds. Don't miss out on the new DQ $6.99 Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket. A spicy, bold heat, served with a side of our cool, sweet DQ soft serve as a dip. All for just $6.99. Plus, try a sweet, spicy sip of lemonade made with tahini. It's the new Swisey menu for a limited time, only at DQ.
At McCurley Subaru, we want to make driving a car from us easy today, tomorrow, and every day after. That's why every vehicle from McCurley Subaru comes with the McCurley Advantage, including paint protection, windshield protection, and loyalty rewards you can use towards service or your next vehicle purchase. And during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you can get all the McCurley Advantage has to offer and drive a new Subaru for just $209 a month. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
From Royal Ranch to Legends, every cut of beef we serve begins right here in Washington, on a family farm committed to caring for the land and the people it feeds. Born, raised, and harvested with integrity. Royal Ranch beef is all natural and pasture raised. Enjoy flame broiled steaks and succulent prime rib, hand prepared by our trained culinary professionals. Proudly served at Legends Casino Hotel, where local flavor meets legendary taste.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. A place where the views are as good as the company. And the skiing is as electric as the experience. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our mountain pass is still going to see some minor to moderate impacts over the next handful of days, especially up towards Stevens Pass on U.S. Highway 2. Now, Futurecast, this is going to be pretty uneventful for lower elevations, but for the mountains, specifically for the Cascades, we'll have this little trickle of some snow showers. At times, these can be heavier bursts of snow, and so that'll continue through Wednesday, through Thursday, into Friday, and into the wee hours of the morning on Saturday as well. Of course, you can see day by day and even hour by hour precip chances yourself by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Not many precip chances to track for this week, but of course you can see high temperatures, wind gusts, sustained winds, all that good stuff. Here are some of the snowfall totals we're anticipating through 4 in the morning on Saturday. Close to 5 inches of snow for Stevens Pass. Other models are being a lot more aggressive than this, but closer back to home, Snoqualmie Pass, Blewett Pass, White Pass, Status Pass will probably be less than a couple inches. And then just for good measure for the Blues, we're thinking just a little smattering of snow for Cabbage Hill and for Tollgate. Okay, lower elevation is going to look fantastic, that spring fill in the air as we round out February, head into March, and this is going to be why this area of high pressure that will shield us from any active weather in lower elevations over the next 7 days. So exhibit A of that for today in the Yakima Valley, high temperatures getting up to around 50, lots of sunshine, a little bit breezy for today. If you have the opportunity to get outside and enjoy it, I would highly recommend that, but we'll have ample opportunities for that as there's just not any rainfall in the forecast for lower elevations over the next 7 days. So here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Lots of sunshine in the forecast with highs mostly staying in the mid-50s. In Yakima, chilly mornings but bright and mild afternoons ahead for the next 7 days. For Ellensburg, a stretch of breezy weather through Saturday with those gusts shooting out of the north and west down the mountain gap. But we're thinking that wind gusts will likely stay under 35 miles per hour. So enough to be noticeable, not enough to write home about. Then for Hermiston, bright and breezy for the next few days. Calmer, but with more clouds as we head into this weekend. And then finally for Walla Walla, also a sunny and breezy forecast through Friday. And the beautiful weather continues right in the next week as we'll have highs. Look at that, Tuesday, you could just round up and say we'll be at 60 degrees.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:50 time for your morning sprint, and we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Recall paperwork has now been filed against all 3 Port of Benton commissioners. Retired Judge Eugene Pratt is leading the effort, saying it is all about accountability and leadership. An attorney working on the case calls the claims strong, but supporters must first get court approval. If that happens, they'll have 180 days to gather signatures before voters could decide on the outcome.
And Pasco City leaders are moving forward with an update to help support school growth. This includes enrollment projections, school expansions, and land for new facilities. Officials say impact fees will help cover those costs, and the update now heads to City Council for final approval.
And lawmakers are considering a bill inspired by a local recovery advocacy group that would expand use of real-time overdose tracking systems. It would help first responders identify hotspots faster. It's the OD MAP bill, and it's backed by Safe Yakima Valley. It's passed in the Washington State House of Representatives, and supporters say better data means better response. They believe that this could help prevent future overdoses.
Also in Yakima, $4 million in federal grants is helping the district get more school psychologists. The program partners districts with colleges to create paid internships, and the goal is to address staff shortages and support students' mental health needs. District leaders say it will create a long-term pipeline of professionals.
And looking ahead to the weekend, where a career development event for high school girls is coming to Pasco. It's the Dream It, Be It event, and it connects students with mentors and professional speakers. It takes place March 7th at Columbia Basin College from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You do need to register, and space is limited.
Now to your national headlines this morning. President Donald Trump delivered the longest State of the Union address in U.S. history last night, lasting nearly an hour and 48 minutes. The president declared what he called a golden age of America, pointing to stock market gains and saying inflation is falling. He also defended his immigration crackdown, calling it the strongest border ever, while urging lawmakers to restore funding for the Department of Homeland Security. The president criticized the Supreme Court over its recent tariff ruling and vowed to keep the policies in place. In a rare bipartisan moment, lawmakers from both parties applauded a proposal to ban congressional stock trading. And the night also included a standing ovation for the U.S. Olympic men's hockey team as goaltender Connor Hellebuyck received the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
5:53 in your business headlines this morning. A major competitor to NVIDIA is getting a bigger piece of the AI pie. Meta announcing a new deal with Advanced Micro Devices worth billions of dollars. It allows Meta to buy semiconductor chips to develop AI and power data centers. Now, Meta can also take a financial stake of up to 10% of AMD. NVIDIA sells about 90% of the chips that power artificial intelligence, which helped make it the most valuable company in the world. NVIDIA's processors typically outperform their competitors, but they're also more expensive. OpenAI made a similar deal with AMD last year. Both companies will continue to also buy chips from NVIDIA.
Now to your health headlines. The era of kids glued to tablets may be coming to a close. A report shows parents are shifting away from constant screen time in favor of real-world play and shared experiences. Searches for screen-free activities, family traditions, and digital detox ideas are climbing. Interest in outdoor learning and educational activities is also rising, signaling a move towards offline development. At home, parents are reimagining living spaces as creativity zones, with big jumps in searches for DIY playgrounds and sensory play. And experts say the trend reflects concerns about anxiety and distraction and a desire to build resilience, curiosity, and emotional regulation through lived experience.
5:54 in your sports headlines this morning. Some Olympic drama in Italy sucked in viewers this year. NBC reporting it averaged about 23.5 million viewers for this year's Winter Games. That's the biggest number since 2014 and nearly double the audience for the last Winter Olympics in 2022. It's also an aggregate number that includes views from Peacock's CNBC and the USA Network. The Games helped Peacock streaming service see its best month ever.
And this is one of the first years that I watched, so that tracks.
I'm so proud of you.
It's because of you.
Yay!
And trending now this morning, staying with the Winter Olympics, the women's U.S. hockey team is invited to celebrate their Winter Olympic gold medal win with rapper Flava Flav.
I mean, why not, right? In a social media post, you see it right there on your screen, Flava Flav said he'd play host to the Olympians in Las Vegas. He said it would be, quote, real celebration with nice dinners and shows and good times.
That's what I'm talking about.
The founding member of Public Enemy is no stranger to supporting both the Winter and Summer Olympics. In 2024, he was the official hype man for the U.S. water polo teams at the Paris Summer Games.
In these Winter Olympics in Italy, Flav was a big backer of Team USA's bobsled and skeleton squads.
Oh yeah, he was there cheering him on.
I want to hang out with him. Let's go. Let's just get our tickets and be like, hey guys.
I ran into him in Seattle one time.
What?
Yeah, this was years ago.
Was he
probably 20 years ago? He was clock and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready to go.
That's what time it is.
Nice guy. Yeah. It was at a bar downtown Seattle.
I love that. Oh my God.
In there with his crew. Nice guy.
I love that.
Yeah. All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Lawmakers in Olympia are moving forward with bills that could touch everyone's wallet, safety and health. Now in the next hour, we're going to break down the proposed millionaire's tax, the new rules for police masks during public interactions, and statewide overdose tracking plans inspired by local efforts in the Yakima Valley. That's coming up at 6.
Plus, American Girl is celebrating a major milestone, and it's bringing back some of its most iconic characters in a way that fans have never seen before. How the brand is honoring its history while also trying to connect with the new generation, and why this comeback is about more than just nostalgia.
Oh no, my girls are going to be obsessed.
Uh-oh, hopefully they're not watching. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Yeah, we have just some fantastic weather for lower elevations over the next 7 days. A little bit of a spring feel in the air, so I know you want to stick around for that on Good Morning Northwest at 6.